You suffer the most as the chosen one because your breakthrough in life is not just your breakthrough, but your breakthrough is other people's breakthroughs.
It's the question that eats away at so many of us. Why do the chosen ones seem to struggle the hardest when it comes to money? If you've ever felt like you're meant for something bigger, something beyond the mundane grind of life, you've likely wondered this yourself. You've probably heard about those who are destined to rise above, yet when you look around, it seems like they're the ones constantly battling against financial barriers. But what if this struggle is part of something deeper, something spiritual, that not only challenges you, but also prepares you for what's to come? The hidden reason. The truth is, financial struggle isn't a punishment for the chosen ones, it's a test. Now, before you roll your eyes and dismiss this as some abstract spiritual nonsense, let's dive into it. There's something more going on here than meets the eye, something that ties directly to the path you're walking. This struggle isn't by accident. It's designed to refine you, to shape you, and to make sure that when you do rise, you don't crash like so many do when they hit success too soon. But here's where it gets interesting. The struggle is part of the plan. I know you might be asking, how can financial difficulty possibly be part of a divine plan? The answer lies in the deeper layers of spiritual growth that many people overlook. In the ancient stories, when the great ones were called to their purpose, they didn't walk a straight path. Whether it's Moses, Buddha, or Jesus, none of these figures were handed their missions with an easy life. They went through trials, and these trials, they were vital for their growth, and the same goes for you. Think about the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare was fast, confident, and sure it would win, but the tortoise, slow and steady, eventually crossed the finish line first. Now, what does this story teach us about our own lives? It's not just about speed or talent, it's about perseverance, resilience, and patience. The chosen ones, too, must go through their own version of a slow and steady race. That financial struggle is just part of the process to help build your endurance. If success came too easily, you'd risk becoming like the hare, rushing through life and missing the lessons that are meant to shape you. For some, the deeper spiritual meaning behind financial struggles might involve more than just learning patience. It could be about personal growth and detachment. It's about detachment from the material world, from money, and from the belief that money defines your worth. It's easy to get caught in the trap of equating financial struggle with personal failure, but the truth is, the more spiritually aligned you are, the less you will rely on the external world for validation. We're reminded that the universe tests us in ways that challenge our attachment to earthly things. Money is one of those things. If you've ever found yourself obsessing over a lack of funds, stressing over bills, or feeling like you're working endlessly without seeing the fruits of your labor, you're not alone. But ask yourself, what's really happening during these tough times? You're being forced to confront your attachment to money, your fears of not having enough, and your belief that your value is determined by your bank balance. The Stoic philosophers understood this concept well. They believed that external circumstances couldn't shake a person's peace of mind. Whether you were a king or a beggar, it didn't matter. True contentment came from within. And while this might sound idealistic, there's profound wisdom here. When you're able to detach from the need for material wealth, you create space for something greater, true abundance. But let's not sugarcoat this. The struggle is real, it's painful. You might wonder, why me? Why do I have to go through this when I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do? If this thought crosses your mind, it's okay. It's a natural part of the human experience to question when the path is hard. But that's the key point here. The path is supposed to be hard. The world's greatest transformations never happened overnight. The caterpillar must break free from the cocoon, enduring the struggle before it can soar as a butterfly. Your financial struggle? It's like that cocoon. It's uncomfortable, it's tight, it's frustrating, but it's making you stronger. Now, before we go any further, let's be clear about one thing. This doesn't mean you should just sit back and wait for the universe to magically provide. It's not a passive state. The universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in doesn't just drop everything into your lap without you doing your part. You have to take action, keep going, and push through. But you also need to understand that your struggles are there for a reason. They are breaking down your old beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Take a moment to think about it. Have you ever noticed how the most spiritually aware people often have little attachment to money? They live their lives with a sense of purpose that goes beyond the material. Sure, they may live comfortably, but it's not their primary focus. They don't cling to the idea that their life's worth is tied to their paycheck or how many zeros are in their bank account. They understand that wealth is something that flows naturally when you align with your higher purpose, and your financial struggle is helping to create that alignment. It's purging old ideas, fears, and limitations that have been keeping you stuck in scarcity. But even though this struggle is necessary, it doesn't mean you won't face moments of doubt. You might be tempted to throw in the towel, to believe that you're just not meant for greatness. But that's a lie. Those thoughts come from fear, from the ego that wants to keep you small, and you don't have to buy into it. Every time you doubt yourself, you are only reinforcing the beliefs that keep you in that cycle of struggle. You must be willing to break free, to trust that the challenges are here for your evolution. The choice, however, is always yours. You can remain stuck in the belief that financial struggle is a sign of failure, or you can embrace it as the divine challenge it truly is. Your path is not meant to be easy, and in this case, that's a blessing, because when you do break through, when you finally rise to the level of abundance that awaits you, you will know deep in your bones that you've earned it. It wasn't handed to you. You didn't stumble upon it. You earned it by persevering through the toughest moments, by letting go of what no longer served you, and by remaining true to your higher calling. Embracing the test, the power of the struggle. By now, you've probably begun to understand that the financial struggles you're facing aren't just obstacles, they're powerful spiritual tests. But let's dive deeper into why this is. The chosen ones are meant for greatness, but greatness doesn't come without its price. And that price, more often than not, is the very thing that people fear the most: challenge. Now, before you dismiss this as mere theory, think about your life for a moment. Reflect on the times when things were at their hardest, when the money just wasn't coming in, when the bills piled up, and you found yourself wondering if things would ever get better. Those moments, however painful, are the crucibles where your character is being forged. They aren't signs of failure, they're indicators that you're on the right path. You're being pushed to evolve in ways that others aren't. While the masses remain stuck in their comfort zones, the chosen ones are constantly being pushed toward a greater purpose, and this always requires facing adversity. Take, for example, the story of the phoenix. In mythology, the phoenix is reborn from its own ashes, a creature that must burn in flames only to rise from the very destruction. This process, though painful, is what creates its ultimate power. The same applies to you. The spiritual test you're undergoing, this financial struggle, is like the fire that burns away your old self. It's not comfortable, but it is necessary for the next stage of your transformation. Here's the thing. Growth doesn't happen in smooth, easy conditions. Just as a diamond must endure intense heat and pressure to take its final form, you too must face your trials to emerge stronger and more resilient. If you're walking the path of the chosen, you have been hand-picked for this journey. You're not meant to just get by. No, you're meant to overcome, to grow, and to unlock your true potential. But in order to do that, you must understand the nature of the test. Let's talk about the concept of detachment once again. As I mentioned before, the financial struggle is an invitation to detach from the idea that money is your source of worth. The universe isn't just taking you through hardship for fun, it's trying to teach you that your value doesn't come from your bank account, your job title, or your possessions. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It's in the absence of these things that you are forced to tap into something far deeper. your inherent worth. This is the core of spiritual evolution. Take a look at the teachings of Buddha. He too was born into wealth and luxury, yet in his quest for enlightenment, he gave it all up. He didn't run from money or success. Instead, he recognized that true freedom came from transcending attachment to these things. This is the essential lesson the chosen ones must learn. Money is just energy. It comes and goes, ebbs and flows. When you become too attached to it, you lock yourself in a cage, bound by the very thing that should be a tool, not a master. You might be asking, but if I'm struggling, does that mean I'm not spiritually evolved? Absolutely not. The struggle is part of the evolution. It's through struggle that you discover your inner strength. It's in those moments of lack that you truly learn how to trust in the universe, in God, or in whatever higher power you believe in. When you can keep going despite your circumstances, when you can believe in your purpose even when everything seems bleak, you are tapping into something much greater than yourself. But let's be real. This is hard. You're living in a world that is obsessed with wealth. Everywhere you turn, you see people flashing their success, their cars, their homes, their status. It's easy to feel less than when you're not experiencing the same material abundance. Yet, let's not forget the age-old wisdom found in the Tao Te Ching, where Lao Tzu says, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." This truth is timeless. It's not about chasing after endless material gain. It's about knowing that you are enough, exactly as you are. The universe will provide what you need when you stop chasing after what you don't need. The challenge is breaking free from the societal programming that makes you believe you need more and more. The external world will always try to make you feel like you're not enough, but true abundance starts within. When you shift your focus from external wealth to inner wealth, your entire perspective changes, and this shift is often triggered by struggle. Think of the parable of the prodigal son. He took everything he had and squandered it, living in excess until he had nothing left. Only when he hit rock bottom did he realize the value of what he had lost. This is the moment of awakening for the chosen ones. The financial struggle you're facing right now is your wake-up call. It's not the end, it's the beginning. You are being shown that the true riches lie in self-awareness, in spiritual wisdom, and in the ability to transform your inner world. When you master this, the outer world will follow suit. So how do you embrace this struggle without feeling defeated by it? First, you need to redefine what success means to you. Stop looking at others and comparing your journey to theirs. Your path is unique, and your struggles are uniquely yours. The more you understand this, the more you can release the pressure to keep up with the world. Success isn't about living up to anyone's standards. It's about fulfilling your own soul's calling. Another key lesson is the importance of persistence. The universe rewards those who don't give up. The road might be tough, but if you keep walking and if you continue to believe in your purpose, you will eventually find your way out of the struggle. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed countless times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see his failures as permanent setbacks. Instead, he saw each failure as a lesson on how not to do it. This is the kind of mindset that the chosen ones must develop. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is an opportunity to grow stronger. Here's a powerful truth. The universe never gives you a test that you can't handle. You might think you're at your breaking point, but the truth is, you're closer to the breakthrough than you think. It's only when you're on the edge of your limits that the universe begins to push you to new heights. This is the reason why the chosen ones often face such intense struggles. They are being prepared for a level of success that most people can't even comprehend. And this brings us to a critical point. The struggle is meant to refine you, not break you. You are being shaped by the very challenges that seem so difficult right now. Every dollar you don't have, every moment of doubt you face, is refining your character, strengthening your resilience, and building the foundation for the greatness that lies ahead. Understanding your true power. By now, you should have a clearer understanding that the financial struggle you're facing is more than just an unfortunate circumstance. It is an essential part of your growth. But there's one more crucial layer to this spiritual journey that you must understand: your perspective. How you view your challenges, your situation, and even money itself will determine how you experience your path forward. It's time to stop seeing your financial struggles as punishment or failure. Instead, it's time to start seeing them for what they truly are: opportunities for spiritual elevation. This shift in perspective is everything. Let's start with a simple but powerful concept: energy. Money, at its core, is energy. It's an exchange of value. When you think about money as an external force that controls your life, you allow yourself to be manipulated by it. But when you begin to see it as a tool, an energy that flows to and from you based on your value, your worth, and your purpose, you start to understand that you have more control over your financial situation than you might think. In the teachings of many spiritual traditions, money is never viewed as the source of abundance. Instead, abundance comes from within. Look at the ancient wisdom of the law of attraction, for instance. It teaches that when you focus on abundance, gratitude, and a mindset of plenty, more of it comes your way. This law is not just some vague idea, it's a universal truth that has been confirmed by countless people who've transformed their financial circumstances by shifting their mindset. But here's where it gets tricky. The chosen ones aren't simply looking for material wealth. They're meant to unlock a deeper, more meaningful kind of abundance. When you're spiritually aligned, when you truly understand your value, the universe responds. The flow of energy, including money, starts to align with your soul's purpose. The reason you're financially struggling is that you've been taught by society to pursue money for the wrong reasons: status, security, or validation. But once you reframe your purpose, once you connect with the core of who you are, the struggle will begin to lift. This shift requires deep inner work. The chosen ones must face their limiting beliefs about money, success, and self-worth. If you've been raised in a culture that tells you that success equals material wealth, it can be difficult to break free from those chains. But here's the truth: you are not your bank account. You are not defined by your job title or your possessions. The key to your financial breakthrough is in understanding that you are worthy of abundance simply because you exist. Think about the story of the Buddhist monk who lived in complete poverty. He had no material wealth, no possessions, and yet he was considered rich in wisdom and spirit. The richness of his life came from his connection to the divine, his peace, and his ability to live in alignment with his higher self. His sense of abundance wasn't based on the physical, but the spiritual. Similarly, when the chosen ones begin to align with their purpose, to live authentically, the universe begins to flow with them. They stop chasing after fleeting material things and instead focus on creating lasting impact. It's not about how much money you have. It's about the energy you put into the world. The more you serve others, the more you align with your higher self, and the more the universe will reflect that back to you in ways that might surprise you. This brings us to the next major shift: trust. Trust yourself, your path, and the idea that the universe is working in your favor, even when it seems like nothing is happening. The financial struggle you may face could be part of a larger journey that unfolds over time as you trust in the process. Trusting in the universe means surrendering the need to control every outcome. It's about releasing your attachment to specific timelines and outcomes and understanding that the universe's timing is always perfect. There's a parable from the Taoist tradition that illustrates this perfectly. It tells the story of a farmer whose horse runs away. The villagers come to offer their condolences, but the farmer simply says, "Maybe this is a blessing, maybe it's not." The next day, the horse returns, bringing with it another horse. The villagers, amazed, congratulate the farmer, but again he says, Maybe this is a blessing, maybe it's not. The following week, his son tries to ride one of the horses, falls off and breaks his leg. The villagers once again express their sympathy, but the farmer simply replies, maybe this is a blessing, maybe it's not. Days later, the king's army comes through, recruiting young men for war, but they pass over the farmer's son because of his broken leg. The point here is that we cannot always see the big picture from where we are. What seems like a setback today might be the very thing that prepares you for success tomorrow. The financial struggle you are facing now may be the universe's way of protecting you, guiding you, or building your resilience. You are being shaped in ways you can't even understand yet. But trust is not passive, it's active. Trust requires action on your part. It means showing up every day, even when things feel uncertain. It means continuing to take inspired action toward your goals, even when you don't know how the pieces will fit together. The universe responds to those who take steps forward, even in the face of uncertainty. Now let's talk about surrender, another crucial concept in overcoming your financial struggle. Surrender doesn't mean giving up or accepting defeat. It means letting go of the need to control every situation. Surrender is the act of opening yourself up to what the universe has in store for you, without the constraints of your own plans and limitations. In the Christian tradition, there is a verse that says, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you." This verse speaks to the essence of surrender. When you focus on living in alignment with your higher purpose, everything else will fall into place. The material world has a way of working itself out when you focus on the spiritual. This is why so many spiritual traditions emphasize detaching from the desire for wealth and instead focusing on your spiritual connection. When you're living from your highest self, you don't have to chase after success. It will come to you naturally. This, however, doesn't mean you sit back and wait for things to magically happen. It means that you take inspired action, grounded in faith and trust that what you need will appear when the time is right. You no longer chase money or success for the sake of validation. You align your actions with your purpose and serve others selflessly, and in return, you will receive everything you need. So, now you must ask yourself, are you willing to change your perspective? Are you ready to shift from fear, doubt, and attachment to trust, abundance, and surrender? Your financial struggle is not the end. It is simply the beginning of your spiritual awakening. When you embrace this truth, you will see that everything, even your financial situation, is a reflection of the energy you put into the world, unlocking your true financial abundance. Now that we've explored how your perspective, trust, and surrender play a vital role in your financial journey, it's time to get into the real work, the unlocking of your true financial abundance. This is where things get real. This is the part where you actively begin to manifest the prosperity that's always been yours. But here's the kicker. Unlocking your financial abundance isn't about chasing wealth, focusing on money, or trying to find shortcuts to success. It's about aligning with the deepest truths of who you are and stepping into your purpose with the confidence that the universe will respond. The first step in unlocking this abundance is to fully accept the concept of alignment. You see, everything in this universe is energy, including money. Your financial situation is a direct reflection of your internal energy. If you're constantly feeling stressed, fearful, or anxious about money, that energy is repelled by the universe. Money, like everything else, responds to the vibration you send out. The universe mirrors back your internal state. Think about it like this. If you're running on low energy, filled with doubt, insecurity, and fear, it's hard for anything to flow toward you, including money. But when you learn to tap into a higher vibration by living authentically, trusting the process, and being in alignment with your purpose, that's when the flow starts. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you do it. And the key here is consistency. I know it sounds easy to say, but I want you to think for a moment about how you've been approaching your life up until now. Have you been operating from a place of scarcity? Do you feel like you're constantly in a race, chasing after opportunities? Have you been measuring your self-worth based on how much you have or don't have? If so, you've been caught up in the trap that so many others fall into, seeking external validation. To truly unlock your financial abundance, it's important to focus more on your internal validation. You must look inward, connect with your higher self, and recognize your inherent value. The universe already knows your worth. It's waiting for you to remember it. Now let's talk about action. If the first part of unlocking your abundance was about alignment, then action is the second part. I want you to remember something important. Abundance doesn't just happen without effort. It's not about sitting back and waiting for a miracle. It's about aligning your actions with your purpose and the energy you're now cultivating. There's a powerful teaching in the parable of the talents, the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 14 through 30, where a master gives his servants different amounts of money and asks them to invest it. 2 of the servants invest wisely and multiply the money, but 1 buries it out of fear. When the master returns, he rewards the 2 who took action, multiplied what they were given, and punishes the one who hid his talent. The lesson here is clear. You must take action. You must use what you have, even if it's a little, and trust that as you act, more will come. The universe responds to those who take bold steps forward. This brings us to another critical truth. You must start thinking bigger. The chosen ones aren't meant to play small. You are destined for greatness, and your financial abundance will reflect that. But in order to reach that level, you must expand your thinking. Too often we limit ourselves by thinking that our dreams are too big, too audacious, or too far out of reach. But I'm here to tell you that your dreams are not only possible, they are meant for you. Think about the incredible figures throughout history, whether in the spiritual realm or the material world, who took bold risks and believed in the impossible. They didn't allow societal norms, their circumstances, or their financial limitations to dictate what they could accomplish. Instead, they stayed focused on their purpose and their vision, knowing that as long as they were in alignment with their higher self, everything would fall into place. You must adopt that mindset now. Think about your biggest goals and your most audacious dreams. Are you willing to take the risks required to make them a reality? Are you ready to push past your fears and doubts and step into the person you're meant to be? The universe won't just hand you your desires. You must take action to bring them into the physical realm. And this brings me to the most crucial part of unlocking your financial abundance: belief. Your belief in yourself, in your purpose, and in your ability to succeed is non-negotiable. If you don't believe in yourself, the universe will have a hard time believing in you too. You have to trust that you deserve all the abundance that is coming your way, and that your financial success is inevitable when you align with your true purpose. But here's the truth. This kind of belief requires deep inner work. It's easy to say, "I believe," but do your actions reflect that belief? Do your thoughts reflect that belief? Do you take the actions required to show the universe that you believe in your ability to create the life you desire? The journey to unlocking your financial abundance isn't just about affirmations or visualizations. It's about consistent action that matches the belief you hold inside. The truth is, the universe is always conspiring in your favor. It has already laid the groundwork for your success, but it's up to you to show up, do the work, and remain patient and faithful that everything you need is on its way. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I start seeing real change? How do I begin to feel that abundance? The answer is simple, yet profound: gratitude. Gratitude is the magnetic force that attracts abundance. When you consistently practice gratitude, you shift your focus from what you don't have to what you already have. And when you focus on what you already have, more comes your way. When you wake up each day, make it a habit to list out 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your health, the roof over your head, the people you love, or even the opportunity to create something new. When you express gratitude, you send out a vibration of abundance, and the universe responds by bringing more of what you're grateful for into your life. Remember, the chosen ones are here to create, to uplift, and to serve. When you operate from a place of service and gratitude, you unlock a deep flow of abundance, not just financially, but in all areas of life. The money will follow because you are aligned with your purpose, and your energy is now a match for the wealth you desire. As you move forward, trust that your financial breakthrough is already on its way. It might not happen overnight, but as you continue to work on your mindset, take inspired action, and stay in alignment with your higher self, you'll start to see tangible shifts. The universe is waiting for you to step into your full potential, and when you do, everything you need will fall into place. You have the power. You are worthy. The abundance you seek is already yours. Now it's time to claim it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.